My name is Amanda Jane, and I'm a host of a show on Apple and Roku, YouTube, called Honestly Speaking. I had the pleasure of being one of the editors on Bold. So we're going to take 10 minutes to just do a quick interview with Marie, if you don't mind. Okay, thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm not going to sit.
No, we're not going to do it. Greetings and welcome. This is Amanda Jane, Honestly Speaking, with the one and only Bold, Ms. Marie Dunn, a.k.a.
Toya J.
Toya J. So first, tell us about your motivation for Bold.
So my motivation for Bold came from pain. Pain is such a catalyst for change. And pain will take you where you need it to do, but also you have to find that passion within you. And during that pain, I found my passion and I found my Bold. I like to say that was my hidden gem.
Now, as a woman reading Bold, I connected a lot of things about suppressing your sexual desires, having image issues, worrying about societal norms of how you're supposed to think.
And then when you really think about the fact that there is that gender stereotype, as a woman, you're supposed to act and behave a certain way. We're supposed to be that emotional being. Listen, we ought to be dressed a certain way. If we don't dress that way, then society looks at us and we're judged, right? So I had to get past that because I exposed myself. I became free. So at that point in time, I was like, I really don't give a shit what anyone else had to say, because it's about confidence. It's about that self-confidence. Once you find self and self-love, self-awareness, then listen, you could do whatever the hell you want. Look at me. I came in one way and I'm a total different person now. You have to accept who you are and don't allow anyone, absolutely no one, to tell you how to show up.
Well, I look at September as fall in love with yourself over and over and over again. And you having this launch in September just kind of solidified my fall in love with myself over and over.
Absolutely.
Because you had the changing of the leaves, the temperature, and this is a time for seasonal depression. So it's important to get up every day and look at yourself in the mirror and go, I love me, everything about me, all the wrongs and the rights. Because technically your wrongs are rights.
Absolutely.
Okay? Now, I'm fortunate to have a lot of women in this room. How many of you identified with being closed to your sexual identity? Well. So, and it is comforting to know, because I think part of the reason why people are restricted on it is because of pornography, because some pornography are kind of so it takes away what the magic of knowing your body and exploring your body and saying you are one, it's all yours. And I come from the same thing. You get pregnant, you get kicked out, you're not supposed to like that, it's nasty. And it's okay to watch men masturbate, but if a woman does it, oh my God. I think it's a perfect thing for both people to do, even if they're laying down together, wherever they feel like doing it. So, now, one day you said, I'm going to put this on paper. What made you say, this is going to be my outlet, this is going to be my free?
So I'm actually a social worker, right? I remember the first time I went to court, I was asked, you don't look like a social worker. And then I asked, what is a social worker supposed to look like? That's a whole different conversation anyway. What was your question again? That's okay. Oh, I remember. That's okay. So in 2017, while at work, February 22nd, won't forget that day, I was meeting with a client. And my client decided that she's going to leave with her child. And I did not think, I reacted, because there's no way I was going to allow that to happen. Right. During that process, I got injured. I was home for an extended period of time, had 2 surgeries, my neck and my shoulder. During that time, I fell into depression. And it was at that point in time, I had to find a way to escape. Writing was always my way of escape. It's that place I would turn to when everything in my life was going left. So I decided to write what I was feeling, I was thinking, because it's safe. And then even though I had the luxury to have my family, my brother, Javon Dan, where are you? He's right over there. He was such an amazing, he is this phenomenal individual. I could not be here if it wasn't for him today. But during that time, he could not fill that need, that void, that intimate void that I craved so much. And mom was there, oh my God. My mom, she's still struggling with this today. And that's okay, because it's my truth. I can't allow her to dictate how I live up my life and how I show up. And I decided to write because it was safe. So I fell in love with myself, right? Sexually, and also that self-love. So now I don't have a man, right? I had to figure out, I touched myself, it felt great. I discovered who I was as an individual. So traveling to Fantasyland, I wrote the poems of how I wanted to be touched, how I wanted to be felt. And that's just how that goes.
Wow. This is what happens when you are with Amanda Jane, honestly speaking. Now, in traveling to Fantasyland, you came up with bold. Can you tell us what bold means?
So I came up with BOLD before Fantasyland.
Wow.
BOLD to me, it's an acronym. Brilliantly overcoming life's disappointments. In life, we all experience challenges. It's a universal language, period. Right? So initially, because this whole process, I decided to like really put my book together from 2018. The end of 2018, I was really serious about it. And I've had so many different challenges, and when I say roadblocks, and the devil just keeps showing up, but that was important for me, because if I'm not challenged, I can't be the best version of self, because it's how you come, right? Every time I fall, I always hope I fall on my back because I'm looking up, because that way you'll be able to get up and keep it moving. And basically that's where that came from.
That's beautiful. Do we agree that that is just very empowering? I remember when my mother was alive, she was watching the news, and she was like, what's fellatio? Caribbean, sorry. And I was like, do I really have to explain this? And the person that I am did, and almost got my neck cut off. And I have a 12-year-old daughter who can tell you what it is, because I explain everything to her. And I think it's important to become one with yourself, and there's a way of educating without making it sound disgusting and gross. I know the men smiled when I said fellatio. So, what do you have in store? You know, this is your book launch, and you're on like a high. What are your plans to promote this and kind of educate, not just women, let's be mindful.
It's the public.
It's everyone, because it's a collaborative experience. Okay.
So I'm doing the promotion all by myself as a self-made individual, and this is something I learned over time as well. There's sacrifices you have to make. I came up with my 3 C's: clarity, commitment, and consistency, right? So I want to target the college, because that's a great place to be. Initially, when I launched my book and when I thought about this, I was like, there's no way it's going to be accepted. But then I recognized the power that's within these pages. It's woven. It's trauma, it's self-discovery, sexual discovery, and self-awareness. Why not put it out there? I'm going to use social media because that's a great platform as well. And I have reached out to influencers. I've sent my pitch, so I'm basically just waiting for people to get back to me, but I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to get out there and just be loud, do whatever it is that I want, and attract that attention to myself. Because in life, I recognize you can't wait for that opportunity to come. You got to create that opportunity. And basically, that's where, and it's starting here today. I don't have a full house, and that's okay, because I'm here. And my supporters are here, and that's what's important. You gotta start somewhere.
And if you've ever followed her on Instagram, she's very bold, because I've seen her changing her clothes on the street. Do it after a 5-mile run. I don't know how you do it, but it's freaking amazing. And your goal to educate college students is truly important, because they are just completely misled, and when you get that market, you take it down to high school, and then you take it to junior high school, because they're a little bit fast-ass, as we know.
Absolutely.
They are not who we were, and their parents. Oh, and now with the freedom of expression,
forget it.
It's all good, but it needs to be kind of controlled and led in a certain way. So, your position as a social worker, how do you tie these two together? Because it's hard, because you have limitations, and then you want to help those young teens that you have basically in your care. So how do you guide them to kind of tell them these are the things, but without crossing the boundaries to get, written up, because people are very sensitive.
So again, God works in mysterious ways. So in 2017, when I got injured on the 22nd of February. I had submitted my resignation letter the 21st, like a few days before that. And now I'm in a position of power. I'm a program director. So now I can decide how I want to dictate and how I'm going to use my power and influence to educate others. I also had an issue because, again, I struggle with this because not everyone is accepting. And this was something that was so difficult for me. But on Friday, we have on Thursday at work, we have this, what we call like this one grind meeting. And I literally disclose to people that, listen, I'm going to be my authentic self. I'm going to accept who I was. And if you can't, too bad. Because you have to take chances because you just never know how it's going to show up. And because I'm so bold and I'm determined and I'm consistent, I'm going to make it work. So I'm going to try to get a curriculum involved. I haven't figured out the details altogether, but I can create a marriage as a social worker and with my book, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
You heard it here. Amanda Jane, honestly speaking, Marie Dunn, is truly bold, and she's taking over. And any of you sitting here who feel empowered and could put pen to paper, do so. There's a lot. When you're dealing with stress, instead of arguing and fighting, write it down. Go back and read it again. And you may realize that, you know what? It really wasn't worth it. Time is short, and life is about quality, not quantity. And clearly, you have a lot of quality people in your circle. And I am blessed and fortunate to have been pulled in from my Crockett family, from Bed-Stuy, Kirkland Street, and I want to thank all of you for allowing us to interrupt your program so we can speak to Ms. Toya.
Thank you.
And I know there's many more
Absolutely.
in you to come.
Absolutely.
Thank you.